Well, obviously this type of investigation involves a great deal of teamwork, and it's not something that the police service can do alone. Our investigation team has worked very closely with the family of Rico and the victims, the other victims involved in this incident. We rely hugely on their input and their support, but also the support of witnesses from the local area, the local community, and we've had a lot of people who've come forward to help us with our investigation. In addition to the wider public who've supported and worked with us on this incident, we've also worked very closely with our colleagues in other areas of the country. We've worked very closely with the officers in the Trident team up in London, and also more locally in the Brent area and Bedfordshire area of London, working very closely with the local teams there. In addition to that, we've had great support by our colleagues within NABIS, which is a National Ballistics Intelligence Service, and they've been able to identify where some of our firearms, albeit we didn't recover the firearms, where they've been used elsewhere, which enabled us to actually get a fuller picture of the incident that we were dealing with. So this Operation Baron has been a hugely integrated investigation. As you can imagine, the loss of a 21-year-old son is a hugely devastating experience for a family. Anna is on her own. She was looking after Rico and his younger brother at their home address up in London. She also has a daughter as well. It's been devastating. Rico's brother was very close and very much looked up to Rico, and no doubt they'll be experiencing a huge loss and a huge gap within their lives at the moment. I'd like to say a big thank you to Anna, her bravery, and also her immediate family who've taken the courage and actually been witnesses during the investigation. And we don't underestimate how difficult that was for them. It has taken courage, and they have done really well. Other people didn't feel quite so confident to come forward, which was unfortunate and disappointing in many respects. But we will still say, if people still have got something to tell us about this investigation, there are still gunmen outstanding who we haven't been able to bring to justice. We will still urge people to contact us, because still we will be looking at bringing other people to justice through this investigation. Anna and her family are going to have this loss, obviously, for the rest of their lives. He's irreplaceable. Maya, his girlfriend, was obviously looking for a future together with Rico, and now her life has changed hugely as a result. So it's had devastating effects. This incident that obviously panned out on the streets of Bristol will be reverberating through a wider community, but obviously within that family.
He's just the coolest guy. Like, there's no one that can touch Rico's level. He's just like an angel on earth. He was like an angel on earth. He was perfect behavior, perfect everything. He's just the best friend to have.
I don't think you would really understand until you've gone through it yourself, you know, because even, you know, we see it on television and, you know, you always think it would never happen to me, you know, and I always said that. I see it on television, I always say it would never happen to me. But, you know, when it does, it's, you know, it could happen to anyone, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
There's never a day where I don't mention Rico. There's never a day where my mind slips and Rico doesn't go through my mind every single day, whether it's a mention of his name or a looking at a picture, always.
Of course you can never forgive, you know, because to forgive you have to forget, and, you know, that would be impossible.
There are absolutely horrendous consequences if you carry a firearm. Now, it might be that you just want to carry a firearm to look brave, it's a bravado, you would never intend to use it. But as soon as a firearm is out on a street, there could be ammunition that could be linked to that firearm, even if you're not carrying ammunition yourself. And it can lead to absolutely devastating circumstances, a loss of life, serious injury that can devastate people's lives. And I'd urge people not to get involved with firearms. Don't touch them. If you know where people are holding them, if they're stored in anybody's house that you know, please tell us. We want to take those guns off the street.
If you think going around shooting guns at each other like cowboys and Indians is the way forward, it's not, because all it's going to do is cause grief and heartache. Another mum crying, another father crying, lost children, friends, family grieving.
Don't pick up a gun and don't pick up a knife to take someone else's life, you know, because the consequences are just indescribable.
All right, you may get your little 1 minute of glory from having your revenge or shooting whoever you shot. But then after that, someone's going to come for you, and then that person's going to come for you, and then it's going to go back, and it's going to be like a game of tennis. It's just going to go back and forth, and it's not going to stop.
That is not life. There's no future, and all it can be is just sadness and destruction, you know, just try and do something positive with your lives.
Tragic incidents don't happen like we've seen with Operation Baron unless there are guns out there on our streets and people with a criminal or violent intent having access to them. If we can get the guns off the streets, we can actually stop these people dying and stop innocent victims who are a result of these tragic incidents.